I just spent the last week in a weapons training from a Colley Center, and the training was held in South Dakota. It was absolutely amazing, totally unexpected, but I continue to just be so amazed and appreciative that I was able to participate in this training. And when you put something out there into the universe and you make a decision for yourself, it begins to impact every other decision that you make. It begins to impact the rest of your life. And that's what this training was. It was all outside. So I spent 5 days outside. I've got some sunburns and, my lips are sunburned, but I wouldn't go back and change it for anything. It was absolutely an incredible experience. If you don't know what Colley Center is, I highly suggest that you go look them up and find out what they're all about. It's not for everybody, but it is an incredible journey from the inside out as you learn footwork and a variety of different weapons, how to use them and what to do if you are in danger and you need to protect yourself, you need to protect your partner or your loved ones, and awareness about your situation. I highly recommend that you take into consideration what you're doing to protect yourself, to protect your loved ones, and to be aware of your environment. There's a lot of changes going on throughout the world, and there's a lot that we need to do to be better about taking care of ourselves and taking care of those that we love. And what environment are you creating for yourself and your family so that you can grow and be successful, whatever that means for you? Maybe that means that your house is paid off, your bills are paid off. Maybe that means that, you have a place for your family to join together and become a stronger unit. Maybe it means getting a better job. Maybe it means, I don't know, going back to school, whatever that is for you. But you have to know where you want to go. And one of the biggest things that I learned outside of those three things, protect yourself, protect your partner or your loved ones and your environment, was the importance of making a decision. And you have to make a decision ahead of time, far enough ahead of time, for you to be able to prepare for how you're going to act that decision out and make it possible for you to be successful after you make that decision. It was a lot of hard work. It was hot. It was windy. There was a major hailstorm that happened for just a few minutes, pretty big sized hail that was coming down out of the ground. I thought it was going to dent vehicles, but it did not. So grateful. But even pushing through, injuries, and you always have to protect yourself. I'm somebody that will beat my head against a wall before I stop doing something. So I've got some marks on me. I've got, really minor injuries, not a big deal. But learning how to push through those injuries, do you, when the weather gets bad, do you stop? When life gets difficult, do you stop? When something unexpected happens that's in your best interest, do you take advantage of it, even though it completely takes you, outside of where you were planning on going? How do you handle, changes, good and bad for yourself? Do you stop when, there's a setback, or do you keep pushing through it and make a new plan? All really, really great things for you to be considering and thinking about. This is all tied to living a focused, driven life. And wow, I just can't even believe I spent the last 5 days outside, learning stick fighting, learning to use a knife, learning to use a sword. Incredible people training with. It was such an amazing group. I'm just overflowing with appreciation. I'm exhausted. It was a 10-hour day driving home, but I am just so grateful for the opportunities that are beginning to formulate in my life after this week, and so excited, looking forward to what's coming next. And I just so appreciate you watching this video. Feel free to like, share, comment, please subscribe so I can continue to make great videos and share my progress with you. I am going to be coming out with some new videos about my journey through practicing and becoming more efficient at Colley. So looking forward to sharing those with you as my viewers. And until next time, thank you so much for watching.